understand what you're saying. No.
There it is.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's hear it.
Talk to us. Uh-oh.
Beadle and Decker taking on sports talk like no one else. Michelle Beadle,
I'm just helping. I'm helping America one by one.
Cody Decker.
I 100% believe in revenge. Revenge is a great thing.
Back to the sports.
Back and ready for more.
Every time I tune them out, they pull me back in.
It's Beadle and Decker. Here's Michelle and Cody.
It all.
Well, what's funny is I'm in the system. You're in this. Go ahead and talk real quick, Michelle.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody.
You're right
Hey,
there.
everybody.
You're right there.
Captions.
And by the way, they've been using the same jokes each time. We need captions to start the show. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to figure it out and give them captions.
Actually, not a bad idea.
There. I mean, maybe
How
I'll
hard
figure
can
it out.
captions be?
But it is strange that this keeps on happening. Tarkin Terry says, this is our, and we have sound. We are back, baby.
We should time it so that we know like what minute where you're just like, all right, now it's here.
Okay, so this is what I'll probably start doing. You know what I'll start doing, Michelle? I will start the timer for like a minute and a half because it keeps happening like 30 to 40 seconds into the show. So maybe that's what we do. I just make the timer a little bit longer, and that way everyone can actually hear us. Welcome to the show. Michelle's back. It's a great day.
I like this. All right, we're here. We're here. Now you can tell me palm fronds you don't know how to spell.
Yes. So I realized not recently, my whole life, that I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm the smartest guy in the room in rooms that I'm often in, but that's because rooms I'm in are filled with idiots. That being said, I didn't realize the palm fronds were spelled with a D. Found that out today. You know how I found that out? Kept trying to text my mom how many palm fronds were out in front of her house today from the palm trees outside. The answer was 12. The wind here in Southern California yesterday was batshit. I woke up at midnight with one of my both of the dogs crying because the wind and rain was so extreme.
Yeah, it was first of all, I can't believe you didn't know there was a D in that. But that being said, they're doing like construction stuff around here and they're putting solar panels up or whatever. So when I woke up this morning, there were just these long, like 4 feet long styrofoam, something or other construction pieces. And they're everywhere. They're on my balconies. They're all over the courtyard. I was like, not 100% sure what these are, but I think they're important. So I don't know what they did with them all. Someone had to come pick it up. Pillows were everywhere from all of the furniture. It's just, that was a nutty ass night. And now it's beautiful, but just chilly. Like it's lovely out. It's kind of cold.
Yes. It is definitely cold, but it is beautiful out. And apparently we're getting more rain throughout the week, but it has been yesterday was the first time though, Michelle. It was nuts. I sat here after yesterday's show with Tyrone Johnson, and I looked outside and it rained really hard for 15 seconds, stopped raining altogether. The sun came out. Overcast, rained really hard for another 15 seconds, dude. It's like that Caribbean weather that you tried so desperately to get rid of. The good news is no humidity, but it really felt like I was stuck in Tampa, Florida.
It's yeah, my friend kept going, I'm going to look for rainbows. I was like, I don't know what this is, but okay, good luck. She found some. she got a couple, but all part of the Chinese Lunar New Year. Boom.
And how did you recognize I didn't spend a penny? I wore red yesterday. I drank some wine in celebration because you're supposed to celebrate for the fire horse. I did find out. I did a lot of research because I wanted to maybe go out and grab a drink. I stopped because the rain picked up huge. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay right here. It turns out you were allowed to spend money as long it was for celebration. So like you could buy drinks for yourself, but you're not supposed to. Yes, but you're not supposed to buy drinks for other people. Other people are supposed to be buying for themselves as well. It was very interesting. So I did that.
I ate dumplings. I hung cinnamon by my front door with a little horse charm. I cleaned the door, as I mentioned. But yeah, I didn't clean up. I didn't sweep. I didn't do any of that stuff. I did all that over the weekend. So everything was clean. It's kind of crazy how many people were talking about this yesterday, like more than I've ever heard.
Pretty wild.
I don't.
Well, apparently,
like even my class
I didn't know
today,
this.
well,
Really?
oh yeah, my
I didn't
yoga
know
my
this.
yoga instructor today was like, I don't know why I call it yoga. There's nothing yoga about this class. But anywho, like she was talking all about sort of all of the trends and the energy and the vibes, and that we shed the snake year. It's behind us. And now it feels optimistic. I don't feel optimistic, but it certainly all feels very optimistic.
Well, the world doesn't feel optimistic, but I felt some optimism yesterday. And I will also say this. I didn't know this. Apparently, the fire horse is like once every 60 years. So it's that big of a deal. So cool. Congratulations. It's the fire horse year. Let's get some good things going. That being said, you know who's off to a real bad fucking start, Michelle?
Who?
Tony Clark of the Major League Baseball Players Association had a really, really, really bad day yesterday. We were talking about it live on the air yesterday. And Michelle, we were kind of going through all the things that he did. And if you allow me a second, I would love for you to hear the actual allegations on Tony Clark why he was getting ready to resign from his post. So here it is. Step number one. Apparently, there is a rumor out there that Tony Clark was more or less embezzling money, allegedly. Now, the amount of money is undisclosed, and there's money missing from certain funds. But
can I ask a dumb question?
Yes.
What is the money? So he's the head of the union, right?
Yes, the head of the players' union.
So I don't know how this works. Like, I don't know if it works like other unions where there are dues and fees or what have you, or like what money pile is he stealing from?
So here's where it gets interesting. The key allegations right at the top: improper financial enrichment. Clark and other union executives have been under investigation by the U.S. Attorney of Eastern District of New York regarding the use of licensing money specifically. Apparently, a lot of licensing money is missing. He is specifically accused of improperly giving himself equity in the company One Team Partners, which is a joint venture between the MLBPA and the NFLPA. So what he's being accused of is skinning money from not only his own union, but the NFL Players Association as well.
That's that's probably not going to work out well for him. Dude, is he going to go to prison?
He might. He's being like the feds are involved. Here's the other thing. Transparency and disclosure failures. Now, this one I don't think is as big of a deal because anyone that's the head of any company clearly does this. Google what Kristi Noem has been doing. By all means, it fits under this quite well. Transparency and disclosure failures. Clark is accused of failing to properly disclose the amount of union resources being funneled into Players Way. Additionally, he reportedly failed to file a required LM30 reports since 2008, which is used to disclose high-value gifts such as plane flights, alcohol, any type of those gifts. So apparently since 2008, he hasn't disclosed any of it. So that's a problem.
That's a long time.
And number three, and Michelle, I scoffed at this right out the gate because obviously anybody in a position of power would do something along the lines of nepotism. The allegations that suggests Clark used his influence to secure jobs for his family members, which includes his daughter being employed by Players Way
Oh,
and other family members. Now, yesterday I said, nepotism is just
no
everywhere.
big deal.
Well, Michelle, it's funny. It turns out the nepotism part is the biggest part of the deal. Michelle Beadle, the reason he's being fired, or sorry, stepping down, is not any of these allegations. He is stepping down for having an improper relationship with somebody that works in the office with him that he did hire. Who is this person? His fucking sister-in-law.
Dude.
Bro. Michelle, listen, I've never had an affair, but I gotta say, if one were to have an affair, wouldn't it behoove you not to pick your sister-in-law?
Is it his? Do we even know? Is it his wife's sister? Because that's
you
the
asked that.
That's the worst. That's even worse. Yeah, that would be the worst case scenario if it's your wife's sister.
I don't know. I guess you're looking at that as a woman. I'm looking at it as a man. If it's your brother's wife too, I'm trying to decide which would be worse. And by the way, to answer your question, I do not know. I've looked everywhere. There are conflicting reports if it's his brother's wife or if it's his wife's sister. I'm just thinking, and chat, please tell us what you think. What's worse? Is it worse having an affair with your brother's sister or with your wife, your brother's wife or your wife's sister?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Worse? By the way, I got to be honest with you. Like, this is where I'm going with this. So over this, dude. I'm over men. Like, I'm over it. I'm over y'all. Like, for the love of all things holy. I get it.
Wow.
Y'all are like weird primitive monsters. Like, your penis just guides you through the world and through life. And you don't seem to be able to ever control it. It literally makes you make the worst decisions. Like, if there's a crossroads to be met, you will take the wrong side because your penis tells you to every single time. So I just hear this and I'm just like, I'm exhausted. I just can't. And by the way, shame on her too. I don't give a shit. Whatever she is, if she's the sister of the wife or the whatever. Shame on you. Ew. And by the way, this has been going on for like 3 years at least. That's how long she's had the job. So who knows when the affair started, but bro.
I am just kind of baffled by the entire thing. Again, I do appreciate using the generalization about men because you're right. Men are fucking animals. Men are so bad at this. They really, really are. Every man in power seemingly keeps trying to do this. But you are right. It does take two people to kind of do this particularly egregious, weird ass thing.
Sure.
Again, I have a sister-in-law.
Yeah, but she has no power. She's powerless.
Fair.
She's just a
that
pawn
is
in
true.
this dipshit's game.
I do appreciate Joe in Arizona. Smash the patriarchy.
So over it. I'm just done. I would take a pill today if I could become a lesbian. I really would. I'm just so done with all y'all. It's just exhausting.
Listen, Hey, here's the thing. Like, listen, I don't want to get into a gender war here, but I mean, women in power do similar things as well. Like, look no further than the Coldplay concert. Granted, those are two people in specific power points in their industry, but it does take two to tango.
We are a fraction.
Mess.
We are a fraction of the evil doings. A literal fraction. Like, more times than not, we are being preyed upon in these scenarios. And like, by the way, now I'm trying to figure out, I've heard it's his brother-in-law's wife. I can't do that math.
Wait, his brother-in-law's wife? So that would mean it's his sister's brother, and then he's sleeping with his sister's his wife's brother. He's sleeping with his wife's brother's wife. Ooh.
Now
man, that's like
real puzzle.
That's like sister-in-law twice removed type shit.
Yeah, my brain starts to hurt when we try to figure out like who's connected where. Whatever it is, there's some awkwardness going in some of these homes right now. Unless maybe they're all very aware of it. But I want to know how this got. Because do you remember when Sharon Moore got fired? That's because Homegirl walked into the office and was like, here are my receipts. Yep, I did this. This is all the stuff we did. We had a full-on relationship, yada, yada. And his ass was out. Like, So who blew the whistle on this? How do we know about this now?
So it's funny you say that. I don't know. And
Huh.
that's where this thing gets really, really just fucking murky to me because listen, are we pretending that and I'm not saying this is hyperbole, Michelle. I'm not saying this as like I'm trying to be dramatic. I'm not trying to do the old radio and TV thing like this is the most consequential CBA in baseball. Motherfuckers, this is by far the most consequential CBA in baseball history and will literally change the direction of Major League Baseball for the foreseeable future. And right now, the owners are doing a real good job of getting their ducks in a row. I have not been quiet about their Dodgers thing that they've all been pulling off, and it's happening in real time. Now the Players Association is in disarray without its union leader, who clearly did not have his mind or penis in the right places.
Nope.
I don't know what to say other than I'm baffled. And I'm also just mad at the Players Association going like, how did we ever elect Tony Clark? This guy doing this shit, banging his sister-in-law, like that's who we had going into the biggest fucking CBA in the history of the game. Now, I've never been quiet about my personal feelings towards Tony Clark. I always got along with him the very few times I was with him. But the things this guy said to me made me have no faith in him whatsoever as a union leader because he's like a lot of other union leaders. He cares about the top 1% because that's where the majority of the money goes. But it pissed me off going like, dude, I still paid you money. Now, can I have that fucking money back if you're not going to protect me? And his response that I said yesterday and in tweet was, well, Dick, you got to know you were never supposed to make it, which I think is still the most insulting thing ever said to my face. All I saw was a white hot flash of rage, Michelle.
Did he have that sweet Santa beard when he said it?
Not yet, which made it even worse. Like he had a small, tight beard. I'm like, you're not even as handsome as you can be. Fucking dick.
I wonder if he thinks that Santa beard was going to buy him some, equity with us. Like, hey, look, I'm trustworthy. I'm Santa. Like, no. Here's, I know that when this story broke yesterday, or at least the sister-in-law part, they were reporting that at 4:30 yesterday there was an emergency meeting for the player reps. Like, do we know who would even be in the running to take his spot? Like, how does that? Is there someone interim? How does that work?
So they haven't announced the interim, although I think I know who's working in the interim, but this causes another problem.
Oh, for
the
God's
main
sakes.
name that, no, listen, the Players Association is not in a good place. From literally a week ago, I thought the Players Association was in a good spot. Right now, I honestly think, 6-8 months removed from December 1st, when this is actually going to start, this actual player stoppage, I think the players have already fucking lost. I think the salary cap is coming. And I don't think that's a good thing for baseball players, or their fans. But man, the names that are available now, one of which is Bruce Meyer, or is it Bruce Mayer? I can never get that right. But it's spelled Meyer. But I'll just say Bruce Meyer. And here's why this is a problem, that Bruce Meyer is the next name. Not that he's not capable. He's a cutthroat business guy. He's been in the union for a while. He is a definite attorney that you probably would want, kind of a shark type guy. Here's the problem. 2 years ago, Michelle, players in the players union and executives tried to oust that guy from his position that he was already in because of his, and I might be overstepping, but I think it was due to a relationship or thought processes that really aligned specifically with Scott Boras that really scared a lot of people.
Okay.
But the word mutiny was used more than once during that process that he survived. So now we got a guy who we already had a potential mutiny against 2 years ago, taking over for the guy that's been sleeping with his sister-in-law and possibly and allegedly skimming money out of players' funds. And keep in mind, I was in that union. When players hear, because we've been told by Tony Clark for so long, every one of those meetings, guys, don't worry about a strike and don't worry about a work stoppage. We have so much money in the fund right now that we can fund everybody for a full year. Well, now I'm hearing money missing. If I'm a player, I'm freaking the fuck out now.
That's a different, you don't mess with people's money. That's the number one way. That's the number one way to get yourself dead. People kill for that stuff. So let me ask you this. Who are the people that can have this job? Like, for example, he's a former player. This other guy you mentioned is a businessman. He's not a former player.
Yes.
So what are the qualifications? Who picks them? Like from which pool are they drawing?
I think it should be, and the way I always saw it is it should be union lawyers. It should be somebody that's an expert in union law, and somebody that might have a baseball background. There is another attorney that's also there that is in the running who is actually also a former minor league pitcher. So he does have that perspective as well, which is a very unique perspective to have. I'm blown away by the entire thing. It's just Major League Baseball's player union, which has always been the strongest union in sports. Right now, dude, it looks like a clown car.
It's just embarrassing, man. Like, you represent your family. It's just it's embarrassing. Like, what a dumb fucking thing to now be attached to your name forever. Like now it's like, oh, that's the guy that was banging his sister-in-law and had to step down from his job at a very important time in baseball, which one presumes he loves and has passion for. It's all because your penis can't be controlled, for the love of all things. Maybe y'all should get castrated more often or something. Like maybe there's something to some of my ideas that I have at night when I'm laying by myself in the dark.
Don't castrate me. What the fuck did I do? I'm mad at Tony Clark too.
I'm just saying. There's something to my ideas. Let's not close down my ideas. There is something here. Let me workshop it, feel it out a little bit.
Well, so far,
dude, it's embarrassing.
Absolutely embarrassing. But don't worry, Michelle's got the solution. Castration. That is definitely.
I'm on it. Don't worry, guys. It's not going to hurt you. We're going to do this in a very civilized manner, but it's also, I think, going to make the world a better place.
Can we at least do chemical castration? That's
what I'm saying. Like, this isn't fucking Game of Thrones. I'm not like, wait, where was the place I sent you the other day where with pedophiles and shit, they basically like castrate them right away? I sent you the nation.
Yeah, no. It's in Africa. It's one of the African nations, right? Where they castrate pedophiles, which they should do. And
yeah, like it was immediate.
Yeah, it's strange that we haven't taken that philosophy. Although the ones that said they wanted that philosophy all of a sudden don't want that philosophy anymore. It's really strange.
Yeah, it's kind of weird about that. Well, and by the way, Tony Clark's not a sex offender. He's just a horn dog that couldn't keep it in his pants. But just to answer that question, Kazakhstan is the one that's doing it. And also, if that's not to your liking, perhaps you're more, I don't know, Eurocentric. Sweden and the UK are both talking about it. For pedos.
Aha!
Let's go, bud.
Well,
let's go.
Let's go. By the way, Chad makes a good point. I've seen this scenario on Brazzers. I'm not going to lie to you. I think there would be a lot of. This might be a really good story and scenario for a porno film. Really would be. Like,
what do you mean? This is a porn.
I know, but like to actually make a dramatic film out of it, Brazzers, get on this.
I don't know if they're doing that anymore, man. I used to own a couple DVDs of like the actual like budget porn where it was like Pirates of the Caribbean, and it had like that one, I forget her name, but it was like a real production. I don't know if they're bothering doing that anymore.
Pirates one.
Yeah, the pirate. You know what I'm talking about? I forget the little blonde girl's name, but yeah, I don't think they bother. I think you can get this shit for free now. There's zero reason to put money into porn. When every dumb fuck is like, "Whoa, you want me to send in my video with me and my ugly ass husband?" Yeah, sure, send it in. It's free content.
OnlyFans may have ruined us.
It's everything. Well, no, Pornhub, all of them. That is all like, it's free.
Yeah.
Why would they pay?
Let's be real clear. The internet is created for one real reason, and it is sadly porn.
Yep, there it is.
All right. Well, let's move on from that horn dog and get to what I think is just the weirdest story in the world, Michelle. I don't know how this happened. I want to bring this up first because it just was so weird last night. Did you see Mick Cronin crash the fuck out?
I heard. I didn't actually. Well, I also, because I was watching Doug Gottlieb crash out also, who's been suspended now for a game or something. But no, tell me why. There's been some crashing out this week in the ranks of college. Why is he freaking out?
Okay, so this was really, really weird yesterday. So yesterday, UCLA is playing Michigan State, and it was not a good game for UCLA. UCLA is getting the brakes beat off them over there in Michigan State, which is not something that you would expect from a team with the history of UCLA. That being said, there was a hard foul while the UCLA Bruins were down by 20 points, and it was by Steven Jamerson. They were down by 20 points. They get on Michigan State gets on a fast break, goes all the way down and goes for a dunk while he is in the air. Jamerson tries to and gives them a hard foul, and then they get up and they get in each other's face. Already a foul for that, and then both players get a technical. And while the technical was being deciphered by the refs, Cronin goes on the court, goes apeshit, practically pulls the guy by the ear and keeps telling him, get out of here, and throws it. Basically
pulls what guy out?
His player by the ear, Steven Jamerson, and then kicks him off the court and sends him to the locker room in like the weirdest fashion I had ever seen. And then after the game, Cronin was asked about it. And Cronin went on a tirade about how Steven's a good kid. He made a big mistake. But I don't appreciate fake tough. Fake tough is the worst thing ever. And he was being fake tough by getting into his face. He went after him with when he was defenseless. And so I kicked him out, and it's a learning moment. And then he had a separate question that was asked because the student section over there was really, really loud and really all over some Bruins yesterday. Dude, Cronin was asked about the student section, and Cronin responded, let's just say, really weird. He responded, I don't give a rat's ass about the student section. And congratulations for asking me the stupidest question I've ever been asked. And the guy said, okay, you're welcome. He's like, yeah, you should feel good about that. And the guy just said, well, I just wanted to do. And then all of a sudden, Cronin, when the guy was trying to clarify his question, goes, are you raising your voice at me? Come on, man. This is on tape. Michelle, this guy was not raising his voice even a little. The only one in that room that was acting like a little fucking spoiled child was Mick Cronin. And it was, as a UCLA Bruin alumni, someone that has also given them money, who goes back and does events for them. I was embarrassed as a UCLA Bruin. That was the most fucking ridiculous shit I've ever seen a head coach do. Listen, I don't agree with the hard foul, but basketball is basketball and shit happens and guys get in each other's face.
Frustration happens. It's everything.
But to see that reaction from a coach, like, isn't it the old attaché? No matter what, dude, have your fucking guys back. Yeah, scold him inside, let him know what he did, but at least have a semblance of your guys back. This was fucking weird.
Well, it's not a good sign when I type in Cronin and the first thing is, what's his buyout?
Yeah. Everyone wants the guy gone. And by the way,
like, that's never good.
This was so weird, Michelle, that even Tom Izzo, like the other coach, like thought this was weird. This was the joke he said to the press after the game. Tom Izzo, Michigan State head coach, found the move unusual, joking that Cronin, well, he upgraded that foul to a flagrant 2, so I guess that's fine.
Damn. Yeah, look, there's a lot of crashing out going on. I don't feel like I don't think he was embracing the energy and spirit that was the Chinese Lunar New Year vibes. Like that, because the problem is this happened yesterday, yes?
Yes.
So what it basically
literally
means
last night.
That's the energy he is setting forth for himself and his surrounding people for the entire coming year. He really did this wrong. He really did this wrong.
Every part of it. In fact, I would go as far to say every part of this he did wrong. And another thing I'd like to ask you about before we move on, getting away from the Mick Cronin absolutely embarrassing himself and UCLA. Did you hear about the Philadelphia Phillies and their new signing?
Tell me that you sent that and you said it's gross. Tell me more.
So it's weird. The Philadelphia Phillies, and this is not a joke, have signed an 11-year-old Venezuelan kid for $1.2 million.
Good for him. How's that work?
He's 11. The fuck if I know. I don't know how this is legal.
At least.
It is. And I'm glad to see the family paid well, but I'm worried about exactly what the fuck they're doing in any semblance of the phrase. For instance, as somebody that's worked with a lot of kids in like youth sports, Michelle, like I've had to talk to parents and talk them down going like, listen, your 12-year-old's not going pro. Can you just chill out and let him be a little bit of a kid and like let him learn as time goes forward? I feel like the Phillies just sent back youth sports 20 years.
Okay. Well, we knew this. You know what's funny about this? We always used to joke about this. I'm trying to get a picture of this kid. What Basabe? Why can't I find a picture of him?
I mean, he's just a little kid. Like, there's a photo of him that's circulating around him at like a baseball facility, and he's just a little kid. And the Phillies have signed him, and I don't know how can you sign an 11-year-old kid? You don't know how he's going to grow. You don't know how he's going to develop. Like, that's like going to the Little League World Series and scouting 9-year-olds and be like, all right, well, this kid projects as this. Like, this is
which
insane.
is the joke, right? Like, isn't this the thing? Like, I know it was like the lame attempt at a joke was made about Bam Adebayo and Asia Wilson having kids one day, and that kid's already got an agent. Like, this doesn't even exist yet. He's a member of the 2031 international class. But he's already got a pre-agreement in place. Like, I don't know. How does that, like, what does that mean? He gets the money now?
I guess, or it goes into some sort of trust fund. And keep in mind, as someone that has lived in Venezuela and played baseball in Venezuela, $1.2 million, I don't know what to tell you, goes a really, really long way.
I mean, look, he might wake up on his 16th birthday and be like, I hate baseball. Like, there are 1,000 things that can happen between now and the next. I don't know. And then I was trying to figure out, like, what is the motivation for Philly for doing this? Like, you don't want to do a PR stunt. Like, that seems pointless and needless. It's a weird one, man. It is a weird one. I don't get it. It's so funny. I see that. Wouldn't trust the birth certificate. I know.
Yeah, I just saw that
too. There's been a reputation of some players perhaps maybe not being the age they say they are, which is why I was asking for a picture of him. And now that I'm seeing him, I was like, oh no, that's a little kid. that kid's young as shit.
Yeah, it's a very Danny Almonte situation. If you guys remember Danny Almonte, please Google that. That was a dynamite joke by me. I just want to.
I wonder if this is a sign of things to come, or if this is a one-off. Like, I don't know how to look at this. Are we going to see more of this now? Are we going to see it in other sports?
I mean, apparently, and it's saying Joanna in Arizona says the English Premier League scouts kids at that age and trains them. But I don't. How are the Phillies going to train him if he's part of a draft class, international draft class of 4 years from now? I don't think it's legal for them to work with them at all. But I don't know what the rules are anymore. I don't think there are any rules anymore.
Exactly.
Clearly.
Yeah, no, because I know what Joanna's talking about. Like, yeah, you've got a lot of these kids that go to, let's say the Man U youth side of things, and they start training when they're 12, 13, 14 years old. But that exists already. Like, we don't have that version of that here. So I don't know what this means. Does this mean this kid continues to live out his days in Venezuela and whatever happens, or does he come here and start doing something with someone? No idea. We don't have that in place. That's not how we operate yet. Maybe it's coming, but
yeah. But also that, like, like, I'm also thinking about we just invaded Venezuela and took their president. So, like, what happens if there's a government fallout there? Does the kid need to move to the United States? Is that even legal with the way our immigration is currently going? Like, this is all a fucking mess.
It's just so, I'm just going to go back to watching BritBox. It just seems to keep me going.
Everybody's on BritBox right now.
I've watched 700 fucking shows already on BritBox. BritBox is my new thing. Until I finish BritBox, it's gonna be what I do every day. And like, there's some good programming on there. And then you don't have to face the real world. That's how they get us. That's how they get us. Just knitting and watching BritBox.
Well, it's funny you say that. I'm finally going to do something that you're doing right now, and you gave some spoilers without context. I'm going to start Night of the Seven Kingdoms like tonight.
Dude.
Is it really that good?
It's better than House of Dragons for sure.
I don't love House of Dragon. I know you're a big fan of it.
It's equal to the best. To me, it's like it's up there with some of the best parts of Game of Thrones. Like, it's funny. I think it's also funny, and I don't remember necessarily finding a lot of Game of Thrones funny. It's gory, like, it's got everything. It's my only complaint, and I've said it before: short ass episodes. Like, this last one, episode 5, which is brilliant. It could have been 3 hours, and I would have been like, yes, 3 hours of this, please, because it was that good. The scene was that good and that reminiscent of some of the best fight scenes from Game of Thrones, which is saying a lot
Really?
because, like, yeah, Battle of the Bastards, like these are scenes from television history that we will never forget.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I fucking love Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Like, I love it. I'm obsessed with the little kid that plays Egg. Like, everything about it. It's great.
By the way, you see right there in the chat, episode 4 of Shrinking tonight. Have you watched any Shrinking yet on Apple TV Plus?
I never have watched it. I should.
You should. I will give you one thing that you won't like about it because it's the one thing I don't like about it. But it's just where they decided to start the story. There's a phrase in pop culture called fridging the wife or fridging the girlfriend.
Fridging?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I apologize that that's what the phrase is. It's actually, believe it or not, it's a phrase that was coined from a 1990s comic book run of Green Lantern, and it actually somehow weaseled its way throughout all of pop culture. Fridging the girlfriend is basically killing off the girlfriend or the wife, which gives the male protagonist all of his gumshoe and all of his reasons for being. And that's the point of the story. You start by, well, why is he like this? Well, his wife died. And that's kind of how the show starts. So it's like this lazy trope for guys.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But I will say, if you just get past that real lazy trope early on, it's a really good, funny,
I don't mind
and
that
charming
trope.
show.
But I got to be honest. Given the story we started today with, or second story, it's just I don't look at them. I don't feel the sympathy that I think they're trying to get out of me when I see a man mourning the death of his wife, because I know that when she was alive, you were probably a piece of shit to her and most likely cheating on her. So if all of a sudden now I'm supposed to look at you and go, oh man, he's having such a dark hard time with, I just don't. It's not there for me like that at this point in my life, which is a bummer. Speaking of Apple TV, I love, like, fuck sports. Speaking of Apple TV,
Yeah,
if I don't know if any of y'all have been watching or have watched Tehran, but there was a story yesterday.
Dude.
She's like 50 something she's in Greece,
Yeah.
creator of the show. They are currently filming season 4. I think the 2 seasons are what are out right now, and I have finished them both, obviously. So I love the show. But she was found dead, which is tragic in and of itself. But what is insane about that is that when the story broke, and I initially sent this article to Cody, and like my brother and I were sending it back and forth because I always send the stuff about the shows I watch because I want people to watch the shows I watch. It was written with, this is being treated as a suspected murder. Now, obviously, Iran is a hotbed of just chaos and political upheaval. It's the old regime versus the new progressive, the youth, and it is clashing in the most violent of ways, and it's ongoing. And so this show is obviously, it's called Tehran. It tackles a lot of that. So they started with suspected murder. When I went back, when I sent it to my brother and he goes, oh, suicide. And I was like, what? I went back and reread that same article. They had digitally edited it to now say being treated as a suicide. So that's not fishy at all.
Nope.
So that by itself is, it's, I don't think it was a suicide. I'm gonna go ahead and go on a limb and say that right now, because they wanted to get ahead. I get it. Iran wanted to get ahead of it and be like, oh, this was not a hit. This is not this, that, and the other. I was like, you edited an article from murder to suicide. Doesn't look good.
Feels like a hit. Feels like a lot like a hit. And by the way, the reason why it also feels like a hit, Michelle, is something you actually touched on the other day. That we got politicians in our own country. We got Thomas Massey having to put out statements, not suicidal, yada yada yada. Like,
healthy.
This is a fucking dark ass time for the world, because all of the guys that we've told ourselves are good guys are clearly not good guys, and it is fucking. It's a
wait. Who do we tell
awakening
ourselves we're good guys?
Okay, I apologize.
Like,
how we perceive ourselves based on how we tell ourselves as a collective whole that we are the good guys, even though.
oh, you mean America?
Mainly that. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah,
That's cute. Y'all still doing that out there? Tell me, y'all still doing that? I remember when I was in school, y'all trying to tell me we were the good guys. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. That's why growing up with one parent that was not an American is priceless and invaluable because I didn't
Mhm.
get brainwashed like that. And I'm fucking grateful. And I always will be to always be like, you sure about that? you
Mhm.
sure?
Yeah.
You sure we're angels? I don't think we is.
I mean, there's just a lot of times I go back going like, I don't think this is age. It's basically just listen. If you're not watching the Olympics, and forget the Olympics, I don't care if you're not watching the Olympics itself. It's more just the endless nonsensical culture war backlash that you have to get because some athletes had the gall to roughly criticize, and I do say
I think
roughly because I keep going.
it's
I've gone
brilliant.
back and watched those clips multiple times of what they had to say about the. There was
Oh,
nothing remotely out of bounds. There was nothing remotely attacking anyone. And now today, I'm waking up to ex NBA players calling out other athletes. How dare they trade this trader ski for fucking China? You don't give a shit about skiing. Shut the fuck up.
well, I didn't even see that. Who's calling out her?
Oh, let me find it for you. Yeah, no, that girl has
Calling out
been
the
called out.
what's her name? The beautiful
Yeah,
one that's like now the most
yeah.
decorated freestyle. Yeah.
Former NBA player Inez Cantor Freedom is not happy
Oh,
with Olympic
stop.
freestyle skier Eileen Gu.
Fuck
During the
him.
Olympics, Gu is faced with backlash for representing China despite being born
Freedom.
in the U.S. Uh,
He's a
and
pawn.
he really is. So yeah,
He's a
he
Fox News
responded.
pawn.
Yeah, he responded, "She's a traitor," of which I respond, "Dude, go fuck yourself."
Yeah. Shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody caring about
Seriously,
freedom. First of all,
like
you name
Jesus
yourself
Christ.
Freedom. You change your name to Freedom. You can eat a bag.
Do you know
You
what
know what I'm
it's
talking
like
about.
that I look at Meta World Peace and go like, you know what? Maybe he had it all together and compared to you. You named
I
yourself
think,
fucking Freedom.
yeah, well, because he he saw an opportunity to join the grift and he
Mhm.
jumped on it. Look, it is what it is. A bunch of people are doing
Seems
it.
like.
Q Q
Mhm.
Q.
I'm so
I
glad
mean,
there's
I
people in
don't
our
have to be a
sports
knight.
media that are doing it.
I
Fuck
can't.
me. What a
Can't.
nightmare. Guys,
Or is it?
le-
Or is it? Or is it going to
I
be
don't,
fantabulous?
well, here's why I know it's going to be fantabulous, Michelle. The only thing that can be fantabulous, because, and I've said it on the air before specifically to you, if you are a thin-skinned, baby-dicked human being with a fleshy sack that used to maybe possess testicles but clearly doesn't
Ugh,
anymore,
yes.
and you simply cannot handle Michelle Beadle mildly criticizing you,
An angel.
I really look forward to what Gavin Newsom does to you.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
Like, it
You
will
know,
be the
he's a
undressing of a fucking lifetime.
also, you're not a Democrat. So let's not
You
go
are
down
not.
that road. You is no
You are
Democrat, sir.
no,
Nice try.
no, no.
Good luck with that side accepting you, but you're on that side of the fucking
Mhm.
aisle, and let's not get that
Oh,
twisted.
and all the things you seem to be really loud about. It seems like you haven't said a single fucking word about the Epstein files, which I don't know what to tell you, is pretty fucking important these days.
No, not only did he not say, he actually said it's not that big a deal. We should move on.
Oh,
We should move
yeah,
on.
we should all just move on
Yeah.
from that.
Again,
Yeah.
you're not a Democrat. So if you think
No.
this is where your grift is leading, think again, friend. Think a fucking again. It's over there.
Mhm.
Go to that side. That's where the shit people live. Go live
Mhm.
there. But you're not
Yeah.
welcome. I'd
In
vote
fact,
for a
I'll
rock.
go a step further. I would gladly vote for. I
Actual
would
rock.
gladly vote for a rock, no question, and not the rock, a rock.
Like a pebble on the road.
Let's go ahead and shiggle real quick.
Jiggle.
All right, Michelle, I want to tell you about this because this is something I don't really know anything about. There is a streamer out there that apparently also occasionally does boxing shit, and his name
Oh.
is Dean the Great.
Okay, go on.
It's being he's being exposed right now for not being great seemingly at anything. Because for a guy that has been in the boxing ring as a grifting little streamer in the last 24 hours, he's gotten this shit slapped out of his face 2 nights in a row.
What?
2 nights ago, he was out over at a party at Rampage Jackson's house, drunk off his
God.
ass, and goes up to Larry Wheels. And if you don't know who Larry Wheels is, Michelle, he's a very, very big professional bodybuilder. And this guy tries to go over while streaming and hit on his wife in the creepiest way possible, tries to reach over and then looks at the camera. He's like, no, she's game. She's giggling. She kind of wants it. And then Larry Wheels slaps the living, and Larry Wheel's hand, I'm assuming, weighs 130 pounds of furious muscle,
God.
slapped him across the face, and that guy went down like it was a sledgehammer. Cut to 24 hours later, another night at Rampage Jackson's house.
Wait, hold on. Is this like a 48-hour party at Rampage Jackson's house? That's terrifying.
It sure seems that way. Because
Sweet
Rampage
Jesus.
Jackson's in both of these videos. And Dean the Great goes up to Rampage Jackson's former manager and former MMA fighter, Tiki Gosen, I think it was.
Okay.
And kind of talk shit. And Tiki has no time at all, punches the shit out of the guy. This guy tries to go crazy, and then Rampage, after tolerating this kid, Dean the Great, for a little bit, finally stepped in and said, I'm done cleaning up your fucking messes. And it's just watching this little pissant get slapped in the face 2 nights in a row on video.
I know, but is that not how he, like, isn't that good for him? Whatever we're calling that job that he has, the streaming world. Isn't this like perfect for him?
Maybe.
I feel like this is like this is currency in his circle of life.
I don't know, but isn't part of his whole currency because he's a guy that thinks that he's tough and his whole thing is how tough he is? He's a boxer.
I don't know.
So he's just getting manhandled night after night.
I don't know. I don't understand that world. That's why I'm like, why do I feel like this is good for him? I don't want it to be good for him, but I feel like it might be good for him. Because now it's like for example, I don't even know who this person is, but now I know he exists only simply because he just got bitch slapped twice in a 48-hour period. Oh, damn it. I think he's winning, dude. I think he wins as a result of this.
Listen, if his streaming based on how he's acting, and trust me, I did watch both the videos, based on how this guy acts, he seems like a real pain in the ass and a little pissant. So I have no issue if he wants to stream nightly, getting his ass handed to him by dudes who could absolutely
I kind of
wreck
prefer
shop.
that than hitting other people. Like, if that's your whole, that's going to be your persona now, is the guy who gets bitch slapped everywhere he goes. Like, okay, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, that's a interesting thing to hang your hat on, but I'm all for it. I'll take that over one of the Paul brothers, either of the Paul brothers, any day.
Over both Paul brothers. By the way, speaking of slaps, but this was please tell me, if I don't know if you guys talked about it, the kid in the high school hallway, that there's an ICE protest. You have not seen this? I'm going to send it to you.
No, but I've seen it. This kid's a fucking American hero, is what he is.
I'm going to punch you. Oh, that's not a good idea. You're going to get in trouble. I'm going to punch you. Okay. And then I want a t-shirt with him. Badass. Just a simple little badass.
That is a real life fucking Batman. And I love that kid.
He told him, warned him, told him, said it was coming. All right. And here we go. I love that there's like people that are like, there are celebrities, real ones, that are like, I want to pay for this kid's college. Like, it's just like, they just make this kid famous for the right reasons. That is what I'm looking at right now. And he's so calm. Like that, just to have this image, you just getting ready to punch an asshole. That's the image we all now have, is kind of awesome, man.
I love it.
Kind of. Also because we know how hard high school is, and like that's kind of like a big kid. So I don't know if people are cool with him or not cool with him, but kids are assholes and they're mean. So the story has everything in it. I just loved everything about it. But I would like to point out, I was watching BritBox and I forget which show it was, but anywho, number one thing that I've noticed the most, because I'm watching all these cop shows, right?
Yeah.
It is surreal to watch cop shows based in England, because only certain arms of authoritative entities carry guns. So like in a town, like for example, Brighton, which is where one of these shows is based, none of those cops are carrying guns. None of these detectives are carrying guns. So it is crazy to be watching this episode, for example, where they're cornering the bad guy and it's just stop, police, and there's no threat to be made so that this person stops. So they're just running. They're just chasing them all the time. And I'm sitting there watching it because we are so immune to just imagery of guns and weapons. And it's just very second nature for us here. And so I'm just like, Man, it would have been a real nice time to pull out a gun just to fucking scare that guy. And that has been one part of watching BritBox that has been very eye-opening for me, because then I've gone down the research of like, well, who gets to carry guns? Like obviously some people do, but not in these like cops and police in town. The other thing that I'd like to point out, and I'm proud of myself, was there's a scene where a British or it's an assassin, but he's American. And he walks up and he's like, have you seen this person? He's called Tom Smith. And I immediately flagged up because I'm like, we don't talk like that. We don't say he's called. In England, they say, I'm called Michelle. You're called Cody. He's called.
Yes.
We say his name is. And I then spent 25 minutes on the internet confirming that this actor was in fact British, and they fucked up on the script. I have been productive.
By the way, weird thing in the last year, because we've been fooled by some really. Who do you think really like that isn't American does the best American accent? Like that isn't American. Like, because we have a few like British actors, Australian actors that could really.
So many.
Can I give you one that I swear to God, it took like 2 movies of his until he really blew up. I had no idea Colin Farrell was Irish until when I first saw his first his first interview, like in what was it, 2003? Because I saw him in Minority Report and I'm like, this guy's a good, talented young actor. This is great. And then I saw him in something else, another American accent, flawless. And then he goes on like Conan and he's just straight up Irish. So like, holy shit, this guy's fooled the shit out of me.
He's so Irish. That's a good one, because I feel like at this point, there was a period of time where there were so many Brits that were playing Americans that I just started to assume that they all were. Because then you flip the Oscars on or something, you're like Idris Elba, you're like, oh,
such a good one. He's got a great American accent.
Makes him even hotter, which seems unfair to the rest of humanity. But speaking of, I've got an episode of Hijack. Yeah, I don't even know anymore. You know who does? I heard some. I don't know about his stand-up, but I will say that Trevor Noah's ability to come and go in between accents of every variety is his skill set. Like, I think he's one of those polyglot ears where he sort of absorbs a language quicker than the average bear. So he does some good accents as well. And I'm like, his American one is hilarious. So yeah, there's some good. I mean, Hugh Laurie, you mentioned the other day. No one knew he was British. None of us did.
Real great one by Hugh Laurie. Yeah. But well, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and reflect? Because now I know what my reflection absolutely is, Michelle, and it might surprise you. I really feel good about this.
Okay.
Michelle, I am reflecting on this because I just asked you a question on who has the best American accent from a British actor. Yeah. I'm going to go a step further. I think I know who has the worst, and he's a British actor that I absolutely love.
I know what you're going to say.
Have you noticed how Benedict Cumberbatch just can't keep the
First
American
of all,
accent?
Hold on.
Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch. Hold on. There's something wrong with my dog. Frankie.
What?
Yeah, Frankie's barking at something. Frankie, come here.
Oh, like, don't say something's wrong with my dog. That scares the shit out of me.
Oh, come here.
Frankie. All right, go ahead.
Zoe,
hi, buddy. He just wanted to come and hang out, bro. Hi, Zoe.
Zoe and Frankie are now on the show. Hi, Zoe. I have a show. I'm on the air. Move.
First of all, I didn't know Melanie Linsky was from New Zealand. I thought she was American this whole time as well. Oh, shit. Okay, there's a good one. That is a great one, actually.
Yeah. Huh. Benedict Cumberbatch really struggles with a lot of his American accents. It's not terrible, but I'll give you an example. The best one that he does, unquestionably, is when he's playing Doctor Strange. It's his best American accent.
I didn't even realize he had an American accent when he does that.
Yeah, I didn't think he should, but he has an American accent when he's playing Doctor Strange. But there was a movie where he had a Boston accent, Michelle, and it did not suit him even a little.
I'm always amazed, especially a guy like Benedict Cumberbatch, because he's he's like an A-list actor, if you will. And I'm amazed that they don't on day one go, we're not buying this accent. And they don't either work on it, change it in the script or something. Because look, that woman in Reacher, this last season of Reacher that has
the worst.
That was the worst I've ever heard, but I don't know who she is. That's you know what I mean? Like, we can get through that because I don't know you, and this is not that kind of production, but a Benedict Cumberbatch accent. So mine would be Daniel Craig in the Knives Out. I don't get that accent. I've
Yeah,
never gotten it, and I love him so much, but I guess it's on purpose to sound like Foghorn Leghorn. Was that
Mhm.
always the idea?
I
I don't
think
really
it
understand
was.
it.
I do wonder because I did talk to Ryan Johnson, director and writer of all these movies, about it, and I remember I asked him where that came from, and I think he said that was a Daniel decision, going like he wanted it to be very, very kind of abrupt
Bad?
and kind of.
Oh.
I don't know, Michelle. I kind of like it. I
Oh,
know I
it
might
takes
be
me out of it.
really it. I
Yep.
kind of like it.
Yeah, no, it's so distracting. I mean, I might be in the minority, but it's so bad to me that it takes me out of, like, the movie. I'm just like, this is but he's and I agree, he is a fine ass dude, Chad, that's why I'm saying I just wanna hear him be British and beautiful and lovely. My reflection today is simply this: Canada barely beat, and by the way, I didn't know we say Czechia, but I think they're doing the Italian pronunciation, but barely got by Czechia today, and it took overtime for them to advance. Now, the United States are playing Sweden right now, end of the first in intermission, and it's a 0-0. I would give my right nut for Sweden to beat the US today and send those Kachuk bros on home. I didn't know how much the Kachuk brothers were disliked. I just personally dislike Matthew Kachuk for the obvious reasons. I have no real
Mhm.
feelings towards Brady because I haven't had to read as much about him as I have Matthew since Matthew's won whatever. But now I realize the internet hates the Kachuk brothers, and it has been joyful. Like their entire accounts that are just about how much they hate the Kachuk brothers. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm sure the US will end up ultimately winning this game today here that's on, but wouldn't it be hilarious if the US don't even advance? Especially since the US women already took care of business and got them the gold meds.
Mhm.
Bang, 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 bang.
I'm
That's all
just
I got.
saying it. I'm all for the Kachuk brothers feeling nothing but pain. I really am. I don't know
Getting
why I
Kachuk
feel
in
this
the
way.
nuts. I know why. Yes, you do. You know exactly why we feel this way because he's the worst. He's the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah.
And I'm
I
assuming
don't
Brady is of the same. They may actually share brain cells because, if we're being honest, I don't see a lot of light in their eyes. But
Mhm.
here we is.
It's basically they are, for lack of a better phrase, they're just hockey's bosses, and
They are.
I just don't like the bosses or the Kachucks.
No, and Matthew's been very verbal about his love for the orange one. So, okay, bro, you do you, but
Well,
then we do us, and that's how this works.
what a douchebag.
Dick
Guys, that's it
bag.
for us
Go
today.
Sweden!
Go Sweden. Good luck, everybody. That is it for us today. I will be back tomorrow. Who am I going to do it with? I don't know yet. It's going to be a surprise, maybe.
Franklin and Zoe.
Maybe Franklin and Zoe. And then Tyrone Johnson will be back on Friday. And Michelle, you're back on Monday. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy today's incredible
I know.
weather in
Get
Los
outside.
Angeles. And if you want to get oysters later, I'll be at Water Grill.
Oh, that sounds delish, but also
Right?
social. Oof, I got BritBox.
I know that's a problem.
Anywho, and just like that, R.I.P. Estelle Getty.